Hello and welcome back to Custom Craziness. This is the second match of round two. It's the 8 seed over here versus the 9 seed over here. I'll go through each deck very quickly before we get started. Let's see. In the 8 seed we have the Brewers and the Tacolytes. This is a very funny theme. I mean, the Eldritch Mexican food was truly inspired. This deck is going to be juggling madness and searching for your best cards, boxing cards on your deck in order to win the game as fast as possible. They have some ways to get rid of the madness, but not a ton. So they're really going to be trying to keep ahead of the debt that they take out. And then over here we have the Iconoclasts and the Vessels. You're going to be playing lots of miniature bases, these colossi. I'll show you an example of one right here. You're going to be playing lots of these little mini bases, breaking them all at once, and then you're going to be building up a snowball of minion modifiers and power counters to go along with that. All right. As per usual, the lower seed starts going first the first game. We're using the low risk base deck this time. Let's get out our bases. All right. Yeah, it's 3 mine. That's funny. And then we'll draw our opening hands. All right. It's not a bad opening hand for these guys. Got some movement. Seeing this early is not the best, but we'll see if we can make it work. And then over here, okay. Not bad either. Taste testers early is fine. Having some boxing fuel isn't the worst. Nachulhu is probably going to be our opener, so you can get some madness going. Just use that for some draw. But we'll see what happens. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so what are these guys doing? We have Guiding Light. Oh, did I shuffle this? Let's make sure. Guiding Light to start with Colossi. We have Mothman Cloak for some movement. So maybe what we can do is we can play Guiding Light, see what happens. Well, we can play Wayfarer first, maybe. Play Wayfarer first, then play Guiding Light. If we want to move Wayfarer there, we can. If not, we can just play Mothman Cloak and do that later. I think that's okay. Where are we going to put him? Put him on. Let's do Resting Grounds. So that we have a better chance of using Moon in the Clearing later. I'm going to play Guiding Light. And what do we got? Kuzumori. Huh. Well, we can just use Wayfarer to get a VP off of that. That could be useful later as broken idol fodder. You'll see what that is if it comes up, but it'll allow us to use these winner's abilities again. Oh, and before I forget, a very important rule of the Colossi is that for every base in the Colossus discard pile, the breakpoint of the normal bases is decreased by 1. And there's a card in this deck called Broken Idol that allows us to exchange the bases in the Colossus discard pile for their winner's abilities. So it's raising the breakpoints, but we also get this nice little ability on top, which in this case will be a net reduction of -4. We'll see if we end up using that though. And I think that kind of is worth it, especially if we do it later, we'd have to use Mothwing Cloak for it. Just getting started and getting an early lead isn't the worst thing ever. So we'll use the movement on Guiding Light to move Wayfarer to there, and then he gains +4 power. Alright. Alright. And then that's the 7 power we need to break Kuzumori. They'll gain 1 VP. I don't think they're going to do the winner's ability. Again, if it comes up later, then it comes up later, but it's not useful right now, so we're not going to use it. And now we reduce all of these. And we draw 2 for them. Ooh, good. Early sibling. These are kind of the lifeblood of the Vessels faction, so seeing one of these early on is really good. And we got another Wayfarer. That's nice. This is strange for these guys because uh, they're essentially going first now, but with the opponent at +1 VP, which is not the best. I do still think we start with Nachulhu, because just we need some madness draw early on. Where do we want to put Nachulhu? I think maybe we put him on Dark Web, so that it's not making either of these bases so easy to break. Although, we're not the most likely to get burst for 10 immediately again, so I think we can put it on, let's say, Resting Grounds, because I think preventing them from getting too much value out of that is going to be important, because these guys really like having minions in their deck. You'll see why eventually, hopefully. All right, so we'll play Nachulhu as a minion. If you're not familiar with minions, they can be played as either minions or actions. And so we're playing Nachulhu here as a minion. And we'll play one of these madness cards. I like to keep the madness separate so we can track how many there are easily. All right. Power counter Amigo and Shears. Okay, that's minion and action. Ooh, Terrortilla. Okay, that'll allow us to find the other Nachulhu if we want. All right, what are we doing over here? We don't have ways to play more Colossi right now. We do have Wayfarer at +1 right now. I kind of think we just want to play Ogre at Resting Grounds and get Wayfarer back, both for presence on Resting Grounds and to get Wayfarer back, because Wayfarer is really good, especially in the late game. Do we want to give him Mothman Cloak? I think we hold off on that. Oh, I realized we could have played a sibling. No, we couldn't have, because we drew at the end of the turn. Never mind. I was thinking we could have been able to play the sibling from Wayfarer going to the discard, but no, we couldn't because we drew it afterward. So I think we'll just play Ogre, get back Wayfarer with Resting Grounds, and leave it there. I don't think we need to equip him with Mothman Cloak. Ah, here we go. This is why they want minions in their deck. Shadow Servant can pull them out. Alright, what are these guys doing? They can play Terrortilla to find the other Nachulhu. That's not the best idea, I don't think. It doesn't quite break the base, it only put it at... Oh no, it does break the base. It's 6 power away because of the breakpoint reduction. That's not the worst idea ever. It's a lot of madness to take out so early, but I think they can manage it, and having fuel for the Ami-Gos will be good. Alright. So yeah, I think that's what they'll do. They'll do Terrortilla. They'll choose Nachulhu and search their deck for another Nachulhu. And then they'll play Nachulhu as a minion. Draw 2 more madness. Now they have plenty of madness to fuel brewer abilities, Tacolyte abilities, all that stuff. So this isn't the worst thing ever. And it is early enough in the game that it's possible that they don't have a sibling yet, and preventing siblings from coming out is actually kind of important. But Resting Grounds is going to score. No specials from either team. So we got 3 and 1. And unfortunately for Brewers, these guys do have a sibling. I'm going to place it on Dark Web, I think. Again, playing it with its special ability. Hotel California. Okay. We draw 2 to end turn. many cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All 4 taste testers already. I mean, that's a little excessive. I think we can get rid of 2 of them. Having them in the discard isn't the worst thing because we can still box them later. So that'll be nice. So we don't have to use them from hand. And I think now we play a Shadow Servant, perhaps a Moonlight Clearing, so we can put a little bit of stuff on the sibling. And we have another Wayfair, so we can potentially do some stuff with it. Oh, and we have another Guiding Light. That's nice too. I'm debating whether or not we play Wayfair again, but it might be better to hold off and use that with Shadow Servant. I think that's what we're going to do. Look at the top 2 cards of the Colossus deck, play one, return the other. Start there. Quadratur or Baltar. Quadratar. Do they have a plan for that next turn? I'll just place that energy now. Let's see. Next turn, they have Wayfair and Cloak. Um. Hmm. That would make Wayfair 6, the Servant a 2. That's 8, and then they both have +1 from Quadrator. Yeah, that would break the base. And then they can search for one of the leaders and draw it. Yeah. And it's not totally out of the question that these guys could have 10 in a single turn, but I think it's unlikely enough that we're going to go for it. Return Baltar. Okay, and now next turn, what we're going to do is do Wayfair Mothman Cloak. We don't necessarily want to play Guiding Light because we don't want to play Baltar because that will increase the breakpoint of Quadrator. So I think we just don't play an action this turn. We do have to react with Moonlit Clearing. Or I guess we get to react. We do want to, though. Alright, and that's it. Ooh. Alright. Voidheart is okay. Perfect Shot is okay. Okay, we got some lines here. Now what do we got over here? Let's see. I think we're playing an Amigo this turn. It's debatable what we're doing with our action. It could just be more madness, but that's not the best thing ever. Uh, hmm. If we do that, then we'd want to play it first, because we're not going to use the power counters when you draw something better, potentially. There's no point in putting a minion in a Quadrator. It wouldn't be worth anything, so may as well not help them. It's a good question. What do we do? I think we might want to play the Madness, just on the off chance we get a better minion to play. And the draw isn't the worst thing ever. We have stuff to discard. Eye of Asadathoth. And Perfect Pour. Okay. Now that we've seen Eye of Asadathoth, we can start doing some damage potentially, but not this turn. We'd have to wait for a couple of minions to come in. So this will be good at some point later in the game. Yeah, I think for now we just play either an Encathulata or the 3 Amigos. I think probably it would be best to put it on Dark Web because that would be the worst to get soloed on, even though it's more likely to get soloed on Moonlit Clearing. And also, putting it on Dark Web allows us to use Moonlit Clearing. We don't want to put stuff in California because with only one minion there, it's not worth anything. And the End Cthulhu can move over there later. So we'll do this for now. And then we'll draw two. And which Amigo is this? Come on, DDS, thank you. Extra minions, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 again. Discard a third taste tester. I have to be a little careful. We can keep Tavern Tussle. We could potentially keep a taste tester around to use with that as a quick knockout. Hops, I think we want to... hops we can discard, I think. Especially with Perfect Pour already. I think we can afford to get that. Get rid of that, I mean. 1, 2, 3, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now we come back over here. I did say that we were gonna break Quadrator. I still think that's a good idea. So we go Wayfarer, Mothman Cloak. Move the two of them over. Oh my. Let's fix all that real quick. Alright, so Wayfarer is +3, because there's one card in the Colossus discard pile, but it's on a Colossus. And then both of them have +1 from Quadrator. Oh, there we go. Alright. Oh, and when we played Wayfarer, we could react with Moonlit Clearing. Now the question is, do we double break Dark Web? Are we able to do that? Quadrator could grab us Long Lost Maiden, who can be played for free on Dark Web. We also have Shadow Servant to play a 4. That could be Mossy Vessel to move over Wayfarer, who would be a 5. Yeah, I think we can pretty easily do Dark Web, actually. Yeah. Okay. So Quadrator. Let's do the math. So this is 4 right now. Quadrator grabs Long Lost Maiden. Shadow Servant plays Mossy Vessel, who would be a 3 by itself for 7. Move over Wayfarer for another 5, which is 12. And then Long Lost Maiden is 17. Well, that's not enough. 17, 19 out of 21. So it's not quite enough. I don't think. Right? Yeah, no. Yeah, Mossy Vessel makes 3 moves over Wayfarer for another 5. So it's +8, so 12 total. Quadrator grabs Long Lost Maiden for 17. 2 more from breakpoint damage is 19 out of 21 when all is said and done. Yeah, it's a couple power short. Okay, so don't do that. It still might be good to grab Long Lost Maiden. We can also grab the Knight for another Shadow Servant to eventually get another Shadow Servant. And especially now that we have siblings, it might be nice to get that power counter snowball going. It's kind of unfortunate that we don't have any of the Vessel 3s yet. So let's see. I still think Quadrature is going to grab as the Knight. Oh, look at that. Both the leaders were on top. That's unfortunate. Remove the energy. Now it's just a matter of what Shadow Servant plays and where. Could be Wayfair. Could be one of the vessels. I don't like doing that non-terminally though. And it could still be Mossy Vessel to pull over Wayfair. It's not the worst idea. And hmm, and don't return the sibling yet, because we can use it with Mothman Cloak. Yeah, I think I like that idea. So Shadow Servant will play Mossy Vessel. There is a sibling here, so we'll move over Wayfair, who will, when all is said and done, have +2 power. This is a little bit dangerous, since it puts the base a little bit close to breaking, but they'd have to put up at least, they'd have to put up enough power that they might run afoul of Dark Web's ability. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Losing the sibling would suck, but we do have Void Heart to potentially get it back, and we have the Knight to grab another one if need be, even though right now we're planning to use it for a Shadow Servant. But for now, we'll just draw 2. Okay. Ooh, Ancient Sword. That's good. Hmm. Okay, now we come over here. They would very much like to go for Dark Web, um, but again, the ability is going to be obnoxious to play around, because they don't want minions bigger than 5, because they'll get axed by the ability, and Wayfarer is a 5 right now. Oh, let's not forget the VP they should have gotten. Right, it was 1? Yes. Let's see, there's no big Omega Protocol minions to destroy with Tavern Tussle yet. Um, do we want to do Amigo? Can we do Amigo? Especially considering we don't want minions bigger than 5. We kind of want a 4 and 2 3s. Hmm. We could do extra play Amigo and extra play Amigo and Madness for power counter Amigo. That's 9 power. It doesn't break the base, it's too short. And the Enchithulata wouldn't end up on uh, Dark Web anyway. We need to play 2 actions for that. Which is slightly harder with both Nachulhu's in the discard, but oh well. So yeah, we might have to let that go, which is a little unfortunate. So I think what we can do for now is, can we do Moonlit Clearing? If we can break Moonlit Clearing solo, that might be worth it. That would be probably Power Counter Amigo for 3, 4, 5, 6. Madness moves it over for 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not enough. Perfect Pour. Perfect Pour could box the 2 Taste Testers for 7 on its own. Move the Enchithulata over for 8, 9, 10. Then you just need something worth 4, but they don't have something worth 4. That's obnoxious. I guess they're holding off then. That is obnoxious. Let's do the math again. 3 with the Amigo. Perfect pour is 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that's obnoxious. So, playing the Amigo is worth 3 here and 1 on Encathulata. So that's 4. The Encathulata itself is going to be worth another 3 for 7. Oh no, that is enough. Okay, okay. So which one do you want to burn? We haven't been drawing many minions other than taste testers, but that does mean we're going to draw some soon, so I think it might be better to use the power counter Amigo blank. So Moonlit Clearing, we'll place power counter on Encathulata. Then we'll play Perfect Pour. Box 2 taste testers. The taste testers are each worth 2. Perfect Pour itself is worth 3, so it's a net of 5, or 7, excuse me. And then Encathulata will react to move over and gain +1 power. Oh, not -1, +1. And we're going to group these up and put them over here. Alright, Moonlit Clearing scores. Nothing that they can do about it, I don't think. Yeah, no. So that's just straight 3VP. That's good. It's not the most likely thing ever that Ico Vessels are going to be able to burst the remaining 11 on there. It's not completely out of the question, but it's unlikely enough that I think they're okay with risking it. And they just draw 2. I think they should be good in hand size, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yep, they're good. A quick drink. Alright. Can they do it? See, they have 5, 6, 7 power to send wherever they want. That breaks Baltar. They can break Baltar this turn. And what's the winner award with Guiding Light? Should have specified. What's the winner award on Baltar? Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah, Wayfarer is a 5 on either a Colossus or a normal base right now. They can play Guiding Light, and they can just play an extra action since they can move stuff over to there. The Knight kind of wants us to be able to return the sibling, but we can also just use Ancient Sword to reduce the breakpoint instead, which might be better. Yeah, that might be better. Put the sword on Mossy Vessel. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. And I think after that, we can focus more on normal bases. Yeah. Guiding Light, play Colossus, play Baltar. I'm not even going to bother tracking the breakpoint increase. And then we'll play an action, which will be Ancient Sword on the Mossy Vessel. Mothwing Cloak will move up Wayfarer. Ancient Sword will reduce the breakpoint. We can play a minions. We still have a minion play, which we can do somewhere else. It'll be the Knight. on Pandora, probably. And it's just a question of which two do we grab. Do you want Shadow Servant or Sibling? I'm more inclined towards just Shadow Servant, since we already have a Sibling. Okay. Baltar scores, nothing they can do or really want to do. Alright, so they get 1 VP. And they can't bail things out again, but that's okay. Reduce all the other breakpoints by another 1. And now we draw 2. Oh, winner's award from Baltar. Power counters. We've got a decent number of minions to pull out from that. To gain power from that, excuse me. Alright, now we draw 2. Is that right? They should have 1 from each of these, and then 1, yeah, 1 from Resting Grounds. That's correct. Come on. Group. There we go. There we go. Yeah, 5 VP is correct. Now they're going to want to focus on normal bases. Maybe score 1 more Colossus over the course of the game. We'll see, though. These guys, for their part, are happy to have some breathing room over on Dark Web. I think what they'll do is play an Engibeer over there. Or what they can do is Omega Protocol away the Knight. But they don't have a target for the power counters if they do Taste Tester, which is unfortunate. And if they let things go by, then they're a lot less likely to... Okay, maybe they can just break Dark Web. Just get rid of all that. That'd be better, huh? With an Eye of Asadathoth. It's possible. It's not the most likely ever. Let's see, though. This is 7. The Knight would be worth 6 for 13. I mean, yeah, they wouldn't be able to win it. That's for certain. I'm really wary of putting an Engibeer there because we want those out long term. But it feels like we need to put something there or else we're just going to get soloed, which should not be good. They would much rather be at 9 to 8 than 9 to 6. Even if it means they stay a little bit minion starved, because they have the minion play Amigo to start catching back up on board presence. So what they could do is minion play Amigo and Cthulhu. I think I like that idea. And start putting stuff on Pandora or Hotel California. I think we hold off on California for now. Just do Amigo Madness with this ability for Cthulhu. And the only question is, do we put this on Pandora or California? Mothwing Cloak is gone, Mossy Vessel's out. So the only movement, the main movement they have left at least, is Ogre, which is still a bit of a threat, because they could send the Knight over there, the Knight and Ogre over to Hotel California, and that would be 6, 9, with just the minion. I think this is a little bit safer. And yeah, we'll just draw 2. Ooh, good, good, good. Nyartacothep is here. Yeah, I suspect that these guys will be able to break Dark Web this turn. The only question is how. They do have to be a little bit careful because they want the Mossy Vessel to survive. Well, actually, no. They don't really care about that because Mossy Vessel and Sibling just care about going to the discard pile. So you care about being there when the base scores. So Wayfarer would be a 6 on Dark Web for 15. They can return the Sibling, and the Knight would make it 17. Ancient Sword can't reduce the breakpoint of Dark Web. It can only do other bases, but that's okay. Do they have an action that can do 3? Dream No More for an extra minion. That'd do it. Can't do it with Shadow Servant, though. It'd have to be Ogre, which is a little bit unfortunate. Right? Wouldn't be able to be that, right? Let's see, there's 9 there now. Dream No More would be Wayfair for 15. Return the Sibling for 17. Shadow Serpent's only 19. Yeah. I guess we can use well, let's try for California maybe. We'd only need 15 power to break that, and we can do 9 of that with just Ogre, moving over the Knight. It's not the best thing ever, but we could also send all of this stuff over there. How much power would that be? Ogre returns the Sibling. The Knight makes that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 out of 17. Yeah, it's the same amount of power needed, and it risks losing. It really risks losing all of this equity that we want to keep around. The ancient swords are really good. We can also just take the hit and use both Wayfarer and Ogre. I'm realizing this is the Wayfarer we got back with Resting Grounds. That's really nice. Yeah, it might be the best. It might be fine if we can just break Dark Web, because at that point, we could potentially win the game with a Long Lost Maiden, double score on Pandora. Yeah, it's not the worst thing ever, as long as we can get through our deck. So let's look at the top 2 cards of the Colossus deck. Lucinia and Elegy. Okay, let's return them in the same order, right? Yeah. So it's Lucinia and then Elegy, which is good. Do we still have the other Guiding Light? No, we used the other Guiding Light. Okay. So yeah, we'll use Dream No More to play Ogre. Then we'll do Wayfarer as our normal minion, use the Sibling's ability to return it, transfer all the power counters, return it to the hand. The Knight will place 2 power counters on Mossy Vessel. And Wayfarer is plus 3 power because there are 3 Colossi in the discard pile. Tacolyte specials might be a concern here, but it's still better to stack power on Wayfarer rather than putting the siblings power counters in Ogre, because that would be 3 minions of power 6, which for obvious reasons would not be a good idea. Alright, anyway, we'll break Dark Web. Dark Web will destroy Wayfarer. Yeah. For the sake of showing off how vessel timing works for the future when it actually matters, I will hold off on playing the sibling. Let's see. They don't have any specials, right? Yeah. This is looking like a bit of a runaway for Ico Vessels right now. All right, so when Mossy Vessel cleans up, it says when it goes to discard pile, we transfer the attachments, but sibling is also when, and both are optional, so we get to decide the order, which means sibling is going to go to right here. And then Mossy Vessel will clean up. Well, Mossy Vessel will finish going to the discard and transfer away all its equity. Come on, TTS. Don't lag. Thank you. And then we can clean all this up properly. Interesting. Okay. These guys are really hunting for Long Lost Maiden now, probably. Because that's going to allow them to break a Colossus, or break Lucinia, and then break Pandora probably all at once. I still think it was correct to grab the Knight with, what's it called, Quadrator, though. Anyway. Nightmare World is a pretty good base to put Nyartacothep on. It's just a question of do they have time. They might need to just bank on them not quite having the cards they need yet, because they do still need a little bit more time. They're definitely going to want to break one of these 5-pointers soon, or California. But I think a good place to start with that is Nyartacothep. And possibly play the Madness to also play Enjabir. They can also Omega Protocol away the Knight. That wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Especially now that we have targets for the power counters. And it's just hard because we kind of want to be able to break Pandora, and having the power there for that is nice. If we break Pandora, the score would be 12 over here and 13 over here. So they'd want to win one. They'd want to win one more base before Ico Vessels get more VP because of the Madness debt they've taken out. Nyartacothep will help with that though. Like we can, if we play the Madness, we can return it and play an extra minion, which already helps a lot. Yeah, this game's kind of getting close to being done. See, I think we'll do that. We don't necessarily need more cards unless we want like Brewmaster or something. But I think we'll be okay. So yeah, we'll play a Madness, and Nyartacothep will allow us to do an additional ore. So we'll return it to the Madness deck and play an extra minion power 3 or less. Okay. That was minion and action. Then they'll draw 2. Ooh, Dash of Madness. That'll do a lot. Especially with Nyartacothep out. Okay. They're looking good now. Alright, what are these guys doing? They kind of want presence on Nightmare World. They don't necessarily want to do it with Shadow Servant because they want to be able to use the energy on it. But they might need to do it that way. Let's think. One option is just King Soul on the sibling, Shadow Serpent on Nightmare World to play Lucinia. It would have been nice if we could move something to Lucinia and actually use it. Hmm. It's hard. I think we'll do that though. The other option is the other ancient sword on the sibling, but that might be putting all the eggs in one basket in not a good way. Something we can do is use ancient sword to start looking at some decks. We already did Colossus deck. The normal base deck might not be a bad idea. Their deck is kind of pointless. It only helps to see if they need to hold on for a bit longer. But they can also just like try and break one of these fives and then break Lucinia normally. On the other hand, playing Shadow Servant and putting Lucinia out there might serve as a threat. A threat to win. So it's not the worst thing ever to try and do that. Yeah. And then look at these again. Play Lucinia. And then I guess Ancient Sword will look at their deck. Okay, cool. And these guys obviously don't know that. Then they'll play, yeah, probably just King Soul for a bit more power. Although they don't necessarily want to push the envelope, actually. I'll do the other Ancient Sword. But yeah, they don't want to push the envelope over here too much just in case we get like a crazy double score. Oh, and this goes up by one. Ooh, they got it. They definitely win next turn now. Okay. Start a turn. Nyartacothep draws a Madness. And then Enjabir does something. Could do Tavern Tussle. Because how many VP do we need to win? We need 7 VP to win? Is that right? Yes, 7 VP to win. So we can box Tavern Tussle in the hopes of getting something smaller over here. I think there are very, very few bases that would be worth less than 2 VP over here, and it's likely to be something that's easier to break. So yeah, Enjabir will box Tavern Tussle and destroy Nightmare World. Ooh, Preservation Point. That's probably an okay pull. Breakpoint's down by 3 from the Colossi. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see if they can make the double score work. It would be a lot. Oh, we have to draw a card. Dog Monero. Right. Yeah. It would have been nice for them if they had Colorado Spice to play a bunch of Madness, but as it is, hmm, hard to say. Knowing Iconoclasts Vessels' hand, this game looks pretty sunk for Alcoholites, but we're gonna play it out. If we can do stuff with Chaosadea, maybe we can pull something out. It's gonna be pretty easy to break Preservation Point, I think. So, is there an action from discard piles? Perfect Pour. Ooh, yeah. Perfect Pour could definitely do some damage here. with only 2 power out on their part, and I guess Cursed Fate is potentially in play, but with only half the deck left, I think it's worth taking a gamble on that. Cursed Fate just negates the power of one minion playable before base scores. It doesn't actually get rid of anything. So yeah, they could store Perfect Pour with Chaosadea, box Hops, box a Taste Tester, move everything over, and that would undoubtedly be enough power. Yeah, I think so. And then we just have to actually break Preservation Point. And the question is, how do we do that? So we're saying we're doing this. That's potentially with the minion play, though. So we can start with Dash of Madness. That's free. Need 7 power. We have minion and action to get 7 power. That might be harder than it looks. Because we only have like 3s. We only have 3s. Yeah. Taste Tester is a 2. Chaosadea is a 3. Engibeer is a 3. Harder than it looks. We could do Pandora first, but that's not as good with the mass movement with Chaosadea because there's more power over here. It's tough. Yeah, the base thing is 1 power short. If they'd had an Encathulata, they could have done it. Because the Encathulata would be worth 4 power, playing 2 standard actions. Shears is only worth 3 as well. Eesh. Tricky, tricky, tricky. They might have to settle for a single score of Pandora, which is unfortunate. Especially for how much madness they have. It's tough. Wow. Use an action play to play an action power choice. That's helpful. Wow. They might be gambling on drawing a good minion with Nyartacothep. Draw 2 cards and play an extra minion of power 3 or less. I think they gotta do that. Yeast Beast. That is a good hit. That is a game-winning hit right there. Okay, so the extra minion from what's it called? The Madness is Chaosadea, which will store Perfect Pour. Alright, and then normal minion will be Yeast Beast. We'll return 2 cards to our hand from our hand to the box. Doesn't so much matter what they are. I guess we'll do Taste Tester And cheers. Yeah. Oh, it's deck or discard pile. That's nice. I guess we can do Nachulhu just to play more madness. It doesn't so much matter at this point. We'll just do cheers, I think. Box cheers, I think I said. I meant. So yeah. Cheers just gives somebody +1, but that's okay. It's kind of all we need it for. It's just a little bit of insurance. So we'll give the cheers power to the Engibeer. We'll do power counters from Taste Tester on Chaosadea, so that it's a 5 for Pandora. And then we'll search for, I think, Nachulhu. Oh, we don't have the action plays for it. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have the action plays for it because we already played an action, the Madness. So it really doesn't matter what we grab. I suppose we can grab Color Out of Spice for some insurance. These get boxed now. Yeah. Yeah, that's all they need. That was Minion, Yeast Beast, Action, Madness, Play, Chaosadea. Yeah. Preservation point scorers. Before the base scores, they'll start with Chaosadea to play Perfect Pour. They'll box Hops and Taste Tester, I guess. Do Hops first. Move up to 3 of the minions and give them each 1+1 power. Everybody goes to Pandora. Oh. And then we add Pandora power. Which goes on all of them. They're all 5 or more. And then Taste Tester will do... Oh, I guess we are placing 5 power counters in that. So put that on the Amigo. And he gets Pandora power as well. These go to the box. Where's Perfect Pour? Where did I put it? Oh, is it? No, it's over here. That goes to this card. These go to the box. Okay. Do they have anything? No, they do not. Unfortunate for them. Yeah, they can color out a spice to draw Madness and play a Madness, which will get returned in the box. And draw 2, I guess. They play an extra minion? Yeah, they can play an extra minion, Guacamole. Return to the box, play an extra minion power of 3 or less, Guacamole, play a Madness, which will return to the box and play another minion of power 3 or less, I guess. We'll play it over. Technically, it's better to play it over here just in case they have Cursed Fate, but the fact that they didn't do it initially means they probably don't. Obviously, they have more than enough power over here. And now they only have 3 Madness, which is good. Okay, I think we're done with Preservation Point. It's 2 VP over here, 4 VP over here. Clean this up. Shadow Servant does not trigger because they didn't win. All right. And now Pandora has been blown out of the water. Score that as well. Again, yeah, nothing for either team to do. 5 and 3. Okay, that's game. We subtract 1 VP from Madness, so the final score is 16 to 14. All right, that's 1 game in Alcoholite's favor. So now Ico Vessels have to win the next 2 games in order to advance. I'll see you in game 2. All right, it's time for game 2. We've got our starting hands already. Same player order as last time because Alcoholites won the previous game using the medium risk base deck. Let's get our bases out. Interesting bases. And let's just get started. Now, this is an awful starting hand for Ico Vessels as far as using abilities well goes. Having Monarch Wings is a bit of a saving grace because I think what we'll do is we'll play one of the 3s and just play Monarch Wings on it. But yeah, if we didn't have that, this would be kind of bad because you don't really want to play these non-terminally, especially along Lost Maiden. All right, so yeah, I think we're just going to do Mossy Vessel and Monarch Wings. I think we're going to do Shambhala. Ooh, yee. That's bad. That's really bad. For their part, Alcoholites have a great starting hand. So we can do Yeast Beast, Box Taste Tester, and Cthulhu, get one of the leaders. Which one? Nyartacothep, probably. And obviously the Taste Tester will place power counters. I think that's a good idea to do, actually. There is some value in grabbing Brewmaster, but not right now. I think with Homebrew in the open hand, we want draw, and Nyartacothep's going to help with that a lot. Now we place power counters from Taste Tester. That is a little dangerous if they have the 6 power to break it, but like based on that starting hand, that starting play, it's not the most likely. Okay. They do really want to play a minion just in case Brewers rush it, because losing these modifiers would suck. So I think we'll do Ancient Sword. We'll do the Colossus deck, probably. Okay. Okay, Chikaran Velo. And then, yeah, we're just gonna have to play Pure Vessel. Just in case. Like, we can Monarch Wings these away, these back to our hand, and still use them later. It's okay. Okay, go to Sibling. That's good. So we'll be able to do stuff eventually. Alright, what are these guys doing? Probably just play Nyartacothep. They could play Nachulhu and get some draw going and break Shambhala at the same time. I mean, that's not the worst thing ever, but it gets Nyartacothep out later. Although, it does give them the same amount of madness in their hand. Yeah, breaking the base is probably just better, since we didn't get punished for leaving 6 power out earlier. Madness, draw 2. Cool. And then now we're gonna have more stuff to box with homebrew, obviously. Alright. Shambhala scoring. Nothing. Mossy Vessel. Well, Monarch Wings kicks in first to grant Mossy Vessel the ability to return to hand. Mossy Vessel will move all of the modifiers and then get returned to hand. Ooh, interesting. Okay. What are these guys doing? We can play Sibling as well. Probably play that on Central Souk. I don't think that having 0 power but a minion there counts for Central Souk. That'd be kind of wild if it did. Alright, what are we doing now? Play Hornet on Central Souk, probably. With the plan to use Mossy Vessel to bring over Pure Vessel. Use Hornet's talent. Which base are we doing for that? I see an argument for just doing Central Souk. It's probably only get 1 use that way, but that might be perfectly fine. Yeah, it's probably okay. It's probably better than putting in either of these. Oh, we don't draw these yet, we just reveal them. Oh, and Ancient Sword should have looked at the top 2 cards of the base deck. Elysium, Northern Isles. That's good to know, actually. Elysium will be good after something else scores to get Towers of Eternia. Okay, these stay here. They have the potential to really, really punish them. Not let them draw those cards. But that feels like it might backfire. I have a free power here. We know they have Mossy Vessel to move over this. So that's 2 from Ancient Sword for 19. If we have 6 power there, that's 11 out of 19. Mossy Vessel would add 6 with the 2 on play, with the on play to move somebody over. It's 11 at the start, at a 19 breakpoint. 12 from Hornet, 18 out of 19, an action for 1. Like, that feels not, it feels like it'd be stupid to try and do that. So unless we can break that base now, just don't bother. Maybe put an Enkidu out of there. But we want to play Nyartacothep. That's tough. Maybe just play Nyartacothep. Draw 2. With the Madness, potentially. It's in the discard. Kind of keep stuff in the discard pile for Towers of Eternia. I think for now we just play Nyartacothep. Play the Madness to draw 2 and return it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay. Then action. Oh yeah, we played Madness, right? So now we just draw 2. Now I have 11 cards. I think we're setting up for a big homebrew next turn, so we want to keep stuff that we will be using for that. I think we can afford to get rid of one copy of this, though, and set aside these cards for homebrew to box 5. Yeah. Now they draw these cards. Hornet definitely places power counter. Can we? I don't think so, right? Ancient Sword on Pure Vessel would be 17 breakpoint. Mossy Vessel would be +6 for 12 out of 17. Yeah, no, not quite. Uh, it feels a little bit risky to put the other Ancient Sword on Pure Vessel, but at the same time, like, it could be correct. It could also be correct to put Mothling Cloak there? Oh, we have a Long Lost Maiden instead. Um, Breakpoint would be down by 4, so Long Lost Maiden would be a 9 for 15 out of 17. It doesn't work this turn, but it does work next turn, I think. No, not quite, but no, it's pretty close actually. If they put anything there, it does work. So I think we just do that. And may as well just look at both players' decks. Cool, good minions. Finally. Yeah, cool. And they're not going to draw them yet, but cool. And I think they just don't play a minion yet. These are revealed, they are not drawn. Okay, so the fact that they got this extra turn is kind of intriguing. And Nyartacothep had to draw Madness before we did anything else. Can they potentially just go for Central Souk? Like, that would be devastating if they can pull it off. Homebrew as the action would add 4 power from boxing the taste testers. It feels unlikely for that to be enough power, even if you do Brewmaster. That's what, 11, 15? Yeah, no. So what we can do instead is do our big homebrew, and then we'll probably draw a small minion we can play on Central Suit for a VP. Um, do we care about that though? Do we care about that VP? It'd be up 5 to 4. Then we can go to Towers of Eternia, get some stuff back, like play Yeast Beast again. Playing Yeast Beast again would help us get boxing stuff going even more than it already is about to be. Yeah, I think it looks like this game is pointing us in the direction of box as many cards as possible. So, yeah. And then we'll have some stuff to do with that, do with our plays on Towers of Eternia. Sure. I kind of just wish we had time to play Yogg-Monero as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. I just wish we had time to play Yogg-Monero as well. But I think it's okay. I think we can just do our massive homebrew. We'll get something small, and then we just go from there. Yeah. Homebrew, all of this. We could Towers of Eternia this turn. Play a minion first. Play a minion first with the plan to break Towers of Eternia. What are we doing with that? What are we playing to do that? Brewmaster, I guess. Is that a good use of Brewmaster, though? Like, especially with um, Towers of Eternia going away now, and we won't be able to get him back with that. But drawing that many cards, we're more likely to get towards some more recursion. So it's not the worst thing in the world to use Brewmaster like that. We just need to use Brewmaster, his talent, to get that extra power, which is fine. Do Brewmaster, find a standard action that we can use for one more power. I can just do Cheers. I have a Asadathoth to waste something. I have a Asadathoth to waste something could be the play. Not Pure Vessel, because that doesn't get rid of the modifiers, but wasting Hornet or something. I kind of like that. I kind of like that, actually, especially since that'll give us power on Central Souk, which means that we won't have to discard as many cards. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like that. And it's more madness to box for homebrew. Yeah, I like that idea. All right, so Brewmaster will pull Eye of Asadathoth, drop 3 madness, draw 2, and move Hornet because we drew 2 madness. And place that in the box. And then our homebrew, oh, no, our homebrew will be for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's hilarious. Draw 8 cards to start. Madness, madness, madness. Gang's all here, draws 2 more. Taste tester, so we got 4 power counters. 2 left, 2. 2 on Brewmaster. 2 on Nyartacothep, probably. And then these guys just go away. That was minion and action. Yeah. All right. Towers of Eternia scores. There's nothing these guys can do. So that's no VP awarded, but these guys get to play minion in action from the discard pile. They'll play Yeast Beast and Gang's all here, I guess. Okay, it's action first. That's weird. I'm gonna say that they can just do both those and it's fine, I think. Okay, shuffle your discard pile and deck and draw a card. And then Yeast Beast on Central Souk. What are they gonna box? We can put the Yeast Beast here, actually. If we got one more teeth. We can box Cheers. Cheers and Hops. Move away. Brewmaster and give him +1, and then also break Gargantuan Jellyfish. Play some more minions after that, yeah. Yeah, okay, Yeast Beast will box Hops and Cheers. Nope, Hops and Cheers. Which card are we grabbing? There's not much. Mm, there are a lot of options. With about how many cards are about to end up in our discard pile, we could do Perfect War. Could also just do like Dash of Madness. Could do Nachulhu. Yeah, it's probably just Nachulhu. Okay. So that's Yeast Beast resolved. Now we resolve Cheers. There's 14 cards we've placed in the box. So we give somebody 4 power. Actually, can we keep? No. Okay. Then Hops will move Brewmaster. I don't think losing Nyartacothep is the worst outcome ever. We'll move uh, use Hops to move Brewmaster. Okay. That's Towers of Attorney are resolved. They can shuffle Horn into their deck with deal with Jamal. Elysium. That's a surprise for these guys. A very welcome one, too. Because now they can save Nyartacothep, which is about to score with Gargantuan Jellyfish. There are no minions to destroy. This is a little bit ridiculous. Okay. But yeah, this resolves. 2 VP, 3 VP. Which minions are they playing? Let's see. We'll do Gargantuan Jellyfish first and then Elysium. I kind of want to just do Yeast Beast somewhere to get to 16 cards boxed, but I don't even know what we would grab. It feels like all the good stuff's already in our hand, so we should save Yeast Beast for next turn when we've discarded some things. Maybe just get some Amigos out. Put one Amigo here. Put, I don't know, an Encathulata over on Central Souk. Or switched around. Yeah, switched around maybe. Alright, and then we'll do Elysium to save Nyartacothep. And now we clean up. Slight anti-synergy here. We don't want to shuffle in Pure Vessel. We just want to give away all of its modifiers. But that's okay. Because it gets returned to hand anyway. Now the unfortunate thing here is that they're not going to draw these cards. Okay, now we finish cleaning this up. Northern Isles. And they draw 2 for turn. Discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3 cards. I don't think they need Terrortilla anymore. They have, that's the only engineer they've seen. Keeping in mind that whatever they discard, they can get back with Yeast Beast. I'll just get rid of an engineer, and that's fine. We could very easily go for 2 VP on Fine Wine with how many cards are already in the box. Okay. These cards are not drawn since they don't have the most power here anymore. What are they doing? It would be so nice if they could break something this turn, get a bit of a counterpunch. Like if they could break Elysium, maybe? That would be pretty worth it. The 2 swords would bring it down to 16 breakpoint, so they just need 9 power there, and Long Lost Maiden would be that, yeah. So they can break Elysium pretty easily. It's only 2 VP, but it gets these 2 guys out of play, and we can save Long Lost Maiden with the deal. Stack another modifier on the sibling. That's a little bit dangerous. So maybe as an action we can do Dream No More just to put another minion over there, return the siblings, so we can keep saving stuff. Yeah, they're gonna have to play scrappy this game. Reduce the breakpoints of Elysium by 4 with the swords. Play Long Lost Maiden normally. She gets +4 power, which is exactly how much they need. And then action. Which one? Power counters. It's probably more important. And then all the stuff gets transferred over. Yeah, they're kind of Alcoholites are kind of running away with this game. They might be able to make something work, but they're gonna have to do it quick. All right, Elysium scores. They surprisingly don't have any of their specials. So we get 2 VP, 1 VP. This gets shuffled back with the deal. And then we leave it there. Telescope. Okay. Oh, no, not these 2 cards, these 2 cards. No. There we go. Okay. They've got a surprising amount of use out of deal. Probably not good that that happened, but it did happen. And then, oh, I forgot to do Central Souk. That's okay. Whatever. We'll play it out. All it really means is that they would have whatever they discarded, Engibeer. They would have an Engibeer and Terrortilla. That would be the only difference, because they draw 2 cards now, and they only would have had to discard 1 at the end of their turn. They'd only have 11 cards. Alright, all rectified. This is correct board state now. Something tells me it might not matter as far as the outcome of the game. Because, yeah, we can... they can break Central Souk. break one of these other fours and then get a VP from Fine Wine, or whatever order that happens in. Yeah, so we'll do Yeast Beast, get back Nyartacothep in exchange for probably just the 2 Terrortillas, a Terrortilla, and I don't know what's actually going to matter. I don't think they're going to need Yakupeno. Yeah, we'll do that. Get back Nyartacothep. Do Perfect Pour. Box some cards. Poop. Boop. Draw 2 from this, and place 3 power counters on somebody. I'm not even going to bother moving the Encathulata. Oh, actually. Yeah, no, we need the power. We only played 1 standard action. Yep. Alright. This is scoring. They got nothing. So that's 1 and 4. This goes to the discard. This is going to get played. Question is where. Man, they don't even have any Colossus players yet. Like, that sucks. Probably going to play Ogre. No, sorry. Sibling. It has to be Sibling. Yeah. On Large Telescope. This is all going to get transferred over. And Monarch Wings bounces it back to hand. Oh, we didn't even do Brewmaster. Nah, that's okay. I don't think we need it. Something tells me they'll be okay. Okay. Now we actually draw 2 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we actually discard 3 cards. And we don't need Engibeer. We do want to keep Fine Wine. We can keep 1 Engibeer. Get rid of a Guacamole. Might not even need Yakumanero. I think it's just too slow for this game. Alright. What are they doing? Probably just play like Ogre or something on either Northern Isles or Very Large Telescope. Let's start with Very Large Telescope, actually. What are they going to see with that? Oh, thanks. Something tells me this one could come very handy, so we'll bottom deck a Shadow Servant so we can get it. Even just stalling for 1 turn might make a difference, so. Okay. Now what? Actual stuff now. And play the Cloak on the Sibling. Yeah, and then just play Ogre. I think, yeah, this wouldn't stop us from drawing Attack on Colossus. So I think what we can do is play Cloak, play Ogre, move both of them over to 10 by 10 room. Oh wait, no, this should be in the discard. That's not a mini modifier. Yeah, then Cloak can move them over. We're just doing this so that they're on the biggest. No, wait, they're Ogre. We're doing this so they're on the biggest base. And this is little enough power that it's not really going to matter if, as far as footprints go. We'll leave it here. Draw me and present it. Ah, wow. That's kind of okay, actually. Yeah, yeah, they can make that work. Yeah. All right, these guys. Hmm. I kind of want presence on 10 by 10 room. Hmm. Yeah, just getting presence on 10 by 10 room is probably the play. Kind of wastes a turn other than that, but we could take our. I think we do still hold off on fine wine, just because if we get the 3 VP from 10 by 10 room, it could be a way to end the game early without having to win another base, which could actually be important. Because if they break it next turn, the score is going to be 11 to 13. And a score of 11 to 13, like they still need another solo, but um, we don't really know what they're capable of. So it's probably better to be safe than sorry. Yeah. Okay. Enjabir. Well, no. If we're thinking they might score it next turn, then we don't want to put Enjabir there. We want to put something else there. Chaos Idea? Store Perfect Pour? Uh, hmm. Trouble with Perfect Pour at this stage of the game is it doesn't have much teeth to it. I guess we have Colorado Spice, so maybe we play the extra minion Amigo. Yeah, play the extra minion Amigo. And then action. I don't really have an action to play, other than, again, maybe Fine Wine, if we want to cash that in now. But I think I'd rather not, because we could get better use out of it later. And I think that actually might matter this game. Yeah, I think we leave it here. And now we present something with 10 by 10 foot room. Okay, we're going to keep that over here. We have to discard cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We want to keep cutting Snail. I think we can get rid of the other 3 Amigo. Hmm. Can they actually score 10 by 10 foot room? Because Long Lost Maiden can only be put there. We want. Hmm, we can't play 2 minions. We can't play both Long Lost Maiden and one of the vessels, so we'd be losing all of this stuff. Hmm. If we move the sibling away with Ogre and don't have Ogre follow to Northern Isles, that would be -5 breakpoint over here, so Long Lost Maiden would be a 10. That's 16 out of 17. No, 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 yes. Yeah, 17. That is unfortunate. Yeah, yeah, that's really unfortunate. Um, because we can't rig this so that we can get both minions over and then just Ogre back. Hmm, can we? what we can do is do Shadow Servant on Northern Isles, and then attack on Colossus on 10 by 10 room. And see what we can do with that. Maybe Chikara and a Velo. Can we score a Velo? If we can score a Velo, then we might be able to score 10 by 10 room. We do know that these top two cards from an earlier Ancient Sword, so... Okay. Can we score... Yeah, we can score a Velo. And that moves all the stuff back. Mm. Yeah, we can make this work. We can totally make this work. Yeah, we can absolutely make this work. Yeah, we can only play Long Lost Maiden on 10 by 10 room. We can actually get a solo out of that, I think, though. Because I think we might be able to use the Shadow Servant to pull Broken Vessel, which can destroy the 3 Ami-Gos. And that would be massive. Yeah, I think we can make this work. Shadow Servant on Northern Isles, just for the sake of argument. We definitely have to use at least one broken Ancient Sword talent for a Velo, because the sibling only has 3 power counters. But the sibling can move back after a Velo scores to 10 by 10 room, so that the Shadow Servant can play Broken Vessel and kick off the Ami-Go. And how much power would that be? While the sibling is on a Velo, before we start scoring, we can use Ancient Sword to knock 10 by 10 room again. So let's just put this stuff out. Shadow Servant will play a Velo. Breakpoint is down by 1, down by 1, down by 1. Ancient Sword reduces it again. Ogre moves the sibling up. Ancient Sword, other talent, reduces this breakpoint. And let's see, when we play Long Lost Maiden, the breakpoint will be at -4 because Avello is going to reduce the breakpoint again, because it's a Colossus. So that'll be at -4, so it'll be a 9 for 15. And then this is coming back, yeah, so we'll have more than enough power. Yeah, they're far from out of this. Yeah, okay, we'll just go with this. There's no need to move Ogre. It doesn't matter where he is, he's gonna go away. Okay, yeah, they've got some really good stuff. Like, they're about to go up to 12-10, and they're gonna have a really big snowball coming through. You'll see. Alright, so now it's Scoravella. There's 3 power out of the 2 needed. These guys do have an opportunity to disrupt this, but I think they're going to hold on to that for just a little bit longer, because they're going to be able to stop that solo with Color Out of Spice. Although they don't know that Broken Vessel is coming down. This is the only opportunity they have to do that. Would they guess that that's coming? The Shadow Servant, they can guess will pull Broken Vessel to kick that off. Like, the fact that Long Lost Maiden is presented means that they can see that this is coming down. So I think they would intuit that they should do this. play something to play a 3. I think they just need presence. Yeah, they just need presence. They want the 3 VP. That's definitely more important than an engineer. Okay. Okay. This is all still going to happen. Shadow Servant will definitely still do this. The winner, yeah, it's going to happen first. This is going to come down first. Now Shadow Servant triggers. Gets this broken vessel, which will destroy the 3 Ami-Gos and give it 3 power counters. It's funny, they actually almost don't need Long Lost Maiden. They still do, but... And the sibling goes to hand. Yeah, because of the fact that there was another 3 played here. When the Colossus goes to the discard, Long Lost Maiden gets played. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to matter how much plus power she has. Yeah. All this is fine. They don't have a way to kick the other... what's it called off, unfortunately. Did they play an action this turn? They played Shadow Servant. Yeah, it's a little too late, but if I were doing this over again, I would play Attack on Colossus on the base we plan to send all of this equity to, just so that they don't get rid of it. And that might be Northern Isles. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only going to be 8 power. With an empty board, that seems a little bit hard. Especially since I think they've used all their taste testers, right? No, they've only used 3 of them. So Perfect Pour could potentially still be a 5 if they have the other one in their hand, which they don't, but they don't know that. Yeah, I think adding 12 power is a little bit hard. With an empty board, like even Nachulhu Perfect Pour is only 11, and they need 12. So yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, just leave it here. Make it work. Oh, and they need a VP from... Yes, they need a VP from Avello, because, let's see, just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Now we score 10 by 10 room. 12 to 13. This is a close game, even though it might not have looked like it at first. Alright, when Broken Vessel goes to the discard pile, we'll play a sibling on Northern Isles. Give all this away. Never count these guys out. It's going to be -2. Okay. And draw 2. Cool. Okay. What are these guys doing? They want to... I'm not sure if they want to get to Fine Wine or if they want to get to Base Break. Because Fine Wine's only worth 1 VP. They would need to box 6 more cards to make it worth 2. They've got a Perfect Pour for 2. Engineer is going to be worth 1 by next turn, but they still need 3 more after that. I think they'd have a hard time getting to 6 more cards boxed, so I think they just need a Base Break. And let's see, they're down 1 VP, so no, it doesn't matter. Since they're up by 1 already, as long as they don't take out too much more, they're okay. So I think they just play for the smallest base. Just do this and this. This is supposed to have an errata to be only half instead of everything, hence the rounded up. I'll try to get Anasi to make that soon. But yeah, just keep in mind it's supposed to be half and not every card. Otherwise that'd be a little bit ridiculous. And yeah, again, they can't quite break Northern Isles, just for confirmation. Nachulhu and Perfect Pour would only be 11. 6, 7, 8, 9. They don't even have, they actually don't even have another case tester to make it 11. It will only be 9. None of these help. Yeah, they can't break Northern Isles this turn. Yeah, this is definitely the best they can do. Alright, cool. Now, do these guys win this turn? They very well could. Like, all of this is mobile with Mothman Cloak. These should be at -3, because we got 1 Colossus, 2 minions, and Northern Isles. Yep. I don't think they can break Northern Isles, but they might be able to break something else. And with 2 Madness in the discard pile, they'd win on a Madness tie if they break Force and Nibel. Like, what a comeback if they do win this. Oh yeah, they totally do. Swords for -4. And Mothman Cloak moves them over. And just for funsies, we'll play this. Oh, we should have returned Broken Vessel to our hand because it had Monarch Wings. Yeah, I'll put it back. They wouldn't have had to discard anyway. And then action. Yeah, no action is worth playing. Yeah. Force and Nibel's about to score. Nothing they can do. And after all of that. Oh, it's a tie game that doesn't actually end yet. Ooh, actually, hold on. No, they don't want to do that. They don't want to. They want to end the game right now. Hold on. This is. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, they don't want to do this. They want to end the game. These were on this. Back up. Back up. Forgot about that. They want to actually end the game. Game doesn't end if it's 15-15. Never mind, they don't win yet. They still have a pretty good chance of winning, I think. Let's see, can they go for Very Large Telescope instead? It'll go back to 20 once the minions are off, but they can bring it down by a net of 2 to 16. And this is 8 power they move over. Pure Vessel makes what am I thinking? That's 3, 4, 5. So that's 13. Yeah, no, they don't win yet. They actually don't. Okay. Tension. We like it. Yeah, so they're going to do attack on Colossus. On Force and Idle. Probably just Wayfarer on Very Large Telescope. They do want to play a minion. I see an argument for Ogre as well. I also see an argument for Sibling. And I think it's okay. I think we leave this here. think we just leave this here for now. And just, yeah. They'll win next turn if these guys can't break anything. And in case you're wondering, yes, Broken Vessel should still be in the hand because it had Monarch Wings on it. This has been the MVP of the game, by far. Regardless of whether they win or not. So the thing about Tavern Tussle is that it's not going to keep a breakpoint reduction from Cutting Snail. And if we want to get rid of Attacking Colossus, it also gets rid of Cutting Snail. We have to draw Madness from Nyartacothep. They should probably play Dash of Madness so that they can get rid of some of that madness. Yeah, if they can break a base this turn, they win. So can they? Let's see, Nachulhu would be 6. They need 12 over here. Yeah, 6. But we don't have any Amigos. That's an issue. If we had Amigos, then this would be a lot easier. Taste Tester is a 7 because we've boxed 18 cards. If we just look through. Taste Tester. So yeah, we'd have +6. So it would be a 7. If we play like Nachulhu, Madness, start with that. They might have to gamble on drawing enough stuff to break Northern Isles because they don't have any action destruction to get rid of Attack on Colossus. If they did, they would just win instantly. If they did, they would just win instantly. Yeah, the only action destruction card they have is Tavern Tussle, which also gets rid of the breakpoint reduction from Cunning Snail, so it's kind of a wash. Well, they do have that Encathulata. That's in their hand. I'll just take it back so that I remember. That was drawn from 10 by 10 room. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they're fine. Eeh, this is tough. Can they make an Encathulata big enough to win something? They can play Dash of Madness, Nachulhu, 2 more. Could be that could be Perfect Pour to box the last taste tester and something else they draw. That would be, yeah, it's 1 power short again. Because Nachu the Encathula would only be a 6. If it was a 7, that would be fine. If we played 5 standard actions, but we can't do that. We can only play 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Perfect Pour would be worth 5 because we can box the last taste tester for 5, but there's nothing else we can box. It's 1 power short. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So they have to pivot. They have to go for something else. Uh, it's very obvious that they're going to go for this. Do they actually have enough like, in their board? This would be a net of -2 after the minions move off of Northern Isles. So that's 16, 8. So that's 12 out of 16. No, they don't quite have, just from their board state, They don't have enough just from their board state, but we know that they have Pure Vessel in hand because that got returned with Monarch Wings. So yeah, they have a guaranteed win next turn. So yeah, I think they just got to concede the game. That's unfortunate. After that whole, such a strong start, yeah, they can't even move Nyartacothep. Yeah, I guess they can gamble on Madness. So we'll start with Dash of Madness. Draw. We'll do Nachulhu for 2 actions. Return to the box and draw 2. Taste Tester. Guacamole. Is that enough? You play Nachulhu. They have 1 more action. No, they only have 1 more action. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's not enough. Yeah, because they can still Nachulhu and Guacamole or Perfect Pour. But Perfect Pour is still more, and that's still 1 short. That sucks. For them, at least. It should be 14, I think. No, it should be substantially lower than that, actually, but yeah, they'll just play another Madness to draw 2 more. Ooh, Brewmaster. Is Brewmaster enough of a bailout? It could be. It's hand and or deck. Brewmaster. Brewmaster's 5. Yeah, it is. Because we can box Nachulhu. Bailed out so hard. Nice top deck. Play Brewmaster. Search for Nachulhu and box that. So we get 2 more actions. Guacamole. And Perfect Pour for 5. Wow. Bailed out so hard both games. I mean, that's what happens when you thin your deck down that much. Like that, you're setting yourself up for that sort of stuff to happen. That's tough for Ico. Both times next turn they win handily. Yeah, that's the way it goes. And it's double elimination. They might be able to make a run in the losers bracket. All right. Well, the scores 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And this time they only have 1 madness. I think, right? Yep. Yeah, that's it. Alcoholites have won 2 games. That's enough to advance. All right. Let me know if you enjoyed this match, and stay tuned for the next one.